Hi, my name is Brittany Partridge, and I'm an attorney at Butler Kahn law firm. Before every trial, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. And one of the most important parts of any trial is when the parties file and the court ultimately rules on motions in limine. Now, motions in limine is a strange term, but it simply just means motions at the start. And these motions are typically filed before the trial date. Sometimes they're even argued and ruled upon before the trial date, but they will definitely be argued and ruled upon not in front of the jury, so before the jury gets into their seats and before the trial actually begins. And we use motions in limine for two primary purposes. One is going to be excluding evidence, and two is going to be allowing evidence. And when we say exclude evidence, under our Georgia evidence code, there's only certain evidence that can come into trial. And one of those areas that we oftentimes see motions in limine is talking about somebody's criminal history. So in Georgia, a criminal history rarely comes in because it is oftentimes more prejudicial than it is probative. And there are very few reasons why a criminal history will come in, and they typically are involve somebody's dishonesty, fraudulent, or being deceitful. So we may see either party file a motion in limine to exclude a party's criminal history because it's just not allowed under the evidence code. Another reason that you might see a motion in limine, and one that is typically in every single car wreck case, is a motion to exclude the mentioning of any insurance. So in a typical car wreck case where there's no trucking involved, you will often see a motion in limine to exclude insurance, and that means not only the car insurance, but health insurance too. So neither health insurance or car accident insurance is going to be mentioned or allowed because that's just the rules in Georgia. There are often times that somebody might file a motion in limine to allow certain evidence. And an example of this might be documents or videos obtained through an open records request. So an open records request is when a person, and it doesn't have to be an attorney, anybody can actually make a request to a public official's office and ask for documents related to a certain event. So say in a car wreck case, you'll oftentimes have a police report, some body cam footage, maybe some dash cam footage that you get from the investigating officer at the car wreck. Now, we may file a motion in limine to allow the body cam footage to come in. And that way we know when we start our case what evidence is going to be allowed in, and we don't have to fight in front of the jury as to whether or not the video can just be played for them. Another reason that we might file a motion in limine is to allow certain demonstratives. So you might see on TV these big blow-ups or drawings of certain photographs, or maybe a chart, maybe some other writing, a PowerPoint slide. So we may file a motion in limine to allow the blow-ups of certain evidence to be allowed so that the jury can view it more closely. Because oftentimes you have these small photographs and you want the jury to be able to really appreciate and see the details of each photograph. Now, motions in limine are typically pretty short motions, and oftentimes each party will file anywhere from 5 to 30 motions. And all of that is ruled upon, again, before the jury's ever brought out to hear the case. So if you ever are in need of a car wreck attorney who is experienced in trials and motions in limine, we hope that you reach out to Butler Kahn Law Firm. Thank you.